Who was Umar ibn al-Khattab? One of the most dramatic conversion stories in religious history, a man who set out one day to kill the Prophet Muhammad and ended up becoming the second Caliph of Islam, ruling over one of the largest empires the world had ever seen. The enemy. Before Islam, Umar was known in Mecca as physically powerful, sharp tongued, and fiercely loyal to the old ways of Meccan society. He was one of the most vocal and dangerous opponents of the new faith spreading through the city. When his own sister and brother in law secretly converted to Islam, Umar was reportedly so furious that he went to confront them and, by some accounts, struck his sister when she refused to renounce her new faith. The turning point. According to the most widely told account, Umar set out one day with his sword, intending to kill Muhammad and end the new religion once and for all. On the way, he learned his sister and brother in law were secretly reciting verses of the Quran in their home. He burst in, furious, and after the initial confrontation, asked to see what they had been reading. He read the opening verses of a chapter of the Quran. According to the accounts, something in those words struck him with a force he hadn't expected. The man who had come to silence this message instead found himself moved by it. He went directly to the Prophet, not to attack him, but to declare his acceptance of Islam. The Muslim community's reaction was reportedly one of disbelief and then overwhelming relief. Umar's conversion was seen as such a significant moment that it's said to have marked a turning point in how openly the small Muslim community could begin to practice their faith in Mecca. From enemy to pillar. Umar quickly became one of the Prophet's closest and most trusted companions, known for his strength, his uncompromising honesty, and his willingness to speak difficult truths even to the Prophet himself. He was present at every major event of early Islam, and the Prophet relied on his judgment repeatedly. The second Caliph. After the death of Abu Bakr, the first Caliph, Umar became the second Caliph of the Muslim community in 634 CE. His decade of leadership is remembered as one of the most consequential in Islamic history. Under his rule, the territory under Muslim governance expanded dramatically, including into Egypt, the Levant, and Persia. But what Muslims remember most about Umar isn't territorial expansion, it's how he governed. He was famous for living with extreme simplicity despite ruling a vast empire, patched clothing, plain food, no royal palace. He was known for walking the streets of Medina at night, alone, checking on the welfare of ordinary people, including non Muslims, the poor, and travelers. He established systems of public administration, including organized welfare distribution, that historians point to as remarkably advanced for the 7th century. A structured treasury supporting widows, orphans, and the elderly, regardless of their religion. He also held himself to the same standard he held others to. There are numerous accounts of Umar being publicly corrected by ordinary citizens, including women, and accepting the correction without defensiveness because he genuinely believed that as a leader, he was accountable to the people he governed, not above them. The legacy. Umar was assassinated in 644 CE, stabbed while leading the dawn prayer by a man with a personal grievance unrelated to any political conspiracy. His death was mourned across the entire Muslim community. His transformation, from a man who once raised a sword against the Prophet to a ruler remembered for justice, humility, and accountability, remains one of the most studied examples in Islamic history of how completely a person's path can change. Not through gradual drift, but through one moment of genuine encounter with something that mattered more than the life he'd been living before. Like if this surprised you, subscribe, Truth Every Day. I'm Noor. This is Islam with Noor. Thank you for listening.